This is D Brown, the Begotten Son, and today we're going to dive within the sound waves of In My Vein. Okay, so I think the chorus is pretty straightforward with everything, except for the last bar.
If you going soft, then it's a hobby. All them chickens in your coop, it ain't surprising.
But when it comes to if you're going soft, then it's a hobby. Basically, it goes to when we say if you're not really working whatever you're passionate about or whatever your business is, if you're going soft in it, then it's a hobby. Or as we usually say, if you treat it like a hobby, it pays like a hobby, which means you're not getting paid for it. Too many chickens in your coop, it ain't surprising. That's a play on words where we come from the coop, which of course means car when slang term, but then in this, the coop as in the chicken coop, to mean chickens in your coop, as in you got too many people that's afraid that's in your camp that's supposed to be riding with you. So of course it's a hobby because you got too many people that's really afraid to actually go hard for you.
Boy, I see through you clear like it's Visine. I got that go hard steady dripping in my IV.
I think that's pretty straightforward. I mean, Visine is little eye drops that we have to clear up the eyes. But then we get to I got that go hard dripping in my IV. With this one, it's a little bit more meaning that goes behind this. See, when this line came about when, if you listen to the beginning of this beat.
Yeah, just make sure it's all in there. I need it dripping in my veins.
That's actually the fluids dripping in an IV. And I actually recorded this because one of my loved ones was in the hospital. And while they was there, I heard that, and when they was in a better condition, I heard the IV drip. And of course, me being a music man, I'm listening to this and I'm like, man, this is kind of dope. So I actually recorded the sound on my phone, and then I pulled the sound into my workstation, and then I just cut it up and then made the beat around that. So with the idea when it came to this whole song In My Veins, my idea with this work was to create a song that was like a go hard song and all that. So when my loved one would hear it, that it would actually encourage them to get better. It would encourage them while they was in the hospital to be like, okay, to reframe everything, where it's like, okay, cool, this stuff is dripping in me, but I'm gonna visualize it as I got that go hard dripping in my IV. So that's where that whole line comes from, where without the basis of it, without the context, you probably wouldn't even know what it means, but that's why we're doing this, so you can actually get the context of what the whole song was about. So that's why we move on to let it drip, let it drip, let it drip.
Look, I got that king blood running through me, man. I told you, royalty up in me, man. This right here is that go hard for my veins. I can feel it dripping ice cold in my veins.
So within all that, that's where I'm referencing more into the verse. I'm referencing that dripping ice cold in my veins, once again trying to reframe everything to make you feel like, or to make anybody who's listening to that when they going through a lot of stuff feel like that, okay, I'm down right now, but this is right here, this is dripping in my veins, and I'm getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
Iceberg stare when I walk, never care. Take it much further than these cowards, leave them scared.
And then referencing the hook again, take it much further than these cowards, leave them scared, saying that you got chickens in your coop. So basically in the beginning, it's really straightforward with these rhymes.
Cause that hustle just like breathing, boy, I need the air.
That's mainly saying for me as a declaration of really how I feel when it comes to doing something that you love to do, where it's like I need to do this type of hustle where I'm actually creating, I'm actually putting creations out there, because anything else, I feel like I'm not living, I feel like I'm not breathing, because I'm not doing what I love to do, I'm not doing something that fulfills me. So that line, that I need to do this because this is my oxygen.
This atmosphere can break you, altitude is super thin.
Stringing it all together, that's where I come in with this atmosphere can break you. This altitude is super thin, as in, yes, this is my oxygen, but this type of game or this type of living when you're creating or you're relying on yourself, that right there is kind of hard for a lot of people. And understandably, because whatever you're doing, especially seeing that you're doing everything for yourself. Whenever you mess up, it's all on you. So that's why right here, this atmosphere can break you. When you're this high up, or when you're doing this for yourself, you can say this altitude is super thin. That's how I thread everything together when I say that this is my oxygen.
And these baddies got these niggas turning trick. The rabbit didn't tell them that these tricks is only for the kids. Nigga, go to bed if you crying about getting hit and can't get ahead. Hope.
So this one I like because a lot of guys today, or since forever probably, has just been falling for a bad woman that comes down the street, a bad lady that's just catching your attention and all that. And it's like, just because the women look good these days and all that, it's like you just get tripped up over everything that you're doing, and basically, like we say, turning tricks, and then having a nice little line with that the tricks is only for the kids. Of course, that's the cartoon, that's the cereal from Tricks. Because that's the cereal Tricks with the rabbit on there. That's why I say the rabbit didn't tell you that the tricks is only for the kids. That's the slogan for the tricks. And then saying that basically, if you over there as a guy or whatever, and you talking about that you grinding this, grinding that, but then for the most part, you always complaining about just always trying to get head, always trying to find sex somewhere and all that. And it's like, okay, you're doing all that, but you ain't getting ahead. It's like, why are you focusing all on just sex and all on a woman's body when you can't even focus on getting ahead, which actually would bring all that really, but you just focusing on the end of this is what I want instead of just moving forward. So that's where that whole part comes in now.
Claiming that you ride or die, then you never show. Guess you died on the way, man, I never know. Cause I don't wait around, I go burning up the road. Eyes redirected to me, guess I'm putting on a show.
A lot of people will tell you that they ride or die with you, that they ride or die family and all that, but then when you look up, when it's time for somebody to actually show and prove, like, yeah, that's my ride or die, it's like they don't show. So that's where this line is coming in at, where it's like, okay, you're supposed to be ride or die, but then on the times of need, I don't see you. On the times of everything good, I see you. Times of need, I don't. But instead of dwelling on it, that's why I say, I guess you died on the way. I guess I'll never know. You must have died on the way. I guess I'll never know. You know, because it's like, I'm not waiting around just because somebody else switch up on me or whatever. Or if somebody switch up on you, it's like, don't wait around for that. Don't dwell on what they are or are not doing. You just move forward and keep on building your dream, because that's exactly what I'm saying in this line right here. And when I say the eyes redirected to me, guess I'm putting on the show, that's basically showing that, seeing that I continue to put out the content and actually continue to move forward and actually do more videos. Now it's like, okay, eyes are being redirected towards me. The more stuff that I put out, the more that people looking at me. So seeing that the eyes are being redirected to me, like you say, the world is a stage, so I guess I'm putting on the show, seeing that everybody's watching.
I need the dough, so watch me bake it, turn it into bread.
That one is a play on words. Of course, I need the dough, which is the money. But watch me bake it, turn it into bread. So just like the dough, when you bake bread, it's flat, or it's not really fully shaped and formed, but as you bake it, it rises. So therefore, within this, as I bake everything, as I continue to build what I'm building, it just rises. The stack rises and rises.
Cause I got way too many compositions in my head that need to see the day of light, let it touch your ear.
Cause I got way too many compositions in my head. Now we go from that, where it's just like, as I create this music, as I've been saying that these days I don't have time to really write them down. I'm either creating the rhymes while I'm in my car driving, or just while I'm right there in front of the microphone, I actually just let it play and I just vibe out on it, close my eyes and just let the words come and just in a meditative state. So it's like I have so many compositions in my head that just pops up in there, so many different lines that pops up in there, and I'm just feeling like I gotta get it out. That's why every week I'm just trying to make sure I bring something different or bring something harder, because I have to just go ahead and get everything out that's coming in my head.
No, this ain't regular, this diesel nigga guzzler. Meaning I'm a Mack trucker, off-road running ya. Claiming that you wild, you a coyote fumbler.
To break down that line right there real quick, of course, like guzzler, I'm taking it, I need a lot of the energy. It's not like it's you can just go to a pump and get regular with this. It's diesel, and that's why I reference the Mack truck, and then also the off-road running, of course, an off-road vehicle. But in this case, there's a double entendre with this. When you break that down, road runner, it goes right into the next line that say, claiming that you wild, but you're a coyote fumbler, which basically that's a reference for the Looney Tunes, where Roadrunner was always being chased by the coyote, who was named Wildy Coyote and all that. So that's why I say claiming that you wild, but you're a coyote fumbler, which basically we already know with the coyote. Anybody who watched those cartoons already know the coyote never caught the Roadrunner. And matter of fact, he always hurt himself every time he tried to catch the Roadrunner.
Niggas don't get the picture even on the Tumblr.
And of course, I think that's kind of straightforward too, that you don't get the picture even on the Tumblr, which basically used to be a social media or it's still out there, but nobody's really on that social media platform. But basically you did share a lot of your pictures and all that, and it was called Tumblr, but now it really don't exist anymore. Nobody really engaged with it like that anymore.
It's happening for the day. If I'm snapping for the day, doesn't mean 24 hours capturing my face.
Once again, string the whole social media idea. That's when I say if I'm snapping for the day, that doesn't mean 24 hours of capturing my face. Of course, within Snapchat, videos only last 24 hours. But of course, with this, if I'm snapping as if I'm snapping over a beat. Just quick references with the beat. Once again, when I was making this track, I used that sample that I took from the hospital when I was in the hospital with my loved one. I recorded that sample, and then the actual soft keys that's playing, that's something that I created myself with different synths in this program, where I just started merging things and started playing with the different filters and everything to try to create a sound that a custom sound for myself that I wanted to use. And right here, it just felt right when I was making this beat. So that's a nice breakdown within the sound waves in my veins, and that's something that you can go ahead and bump on iTunes, Spotify, anywhere on music streaming platforms, or you can go ahead and search the playlist #Begotten Sunday, where all the songs that I come out weekly is going to be there. That's where it lives, and we're just going to keep on banging out. So for now, that's it. D Brown, Begotten Son.